The wild card weekend preview and props edition of the Stephie Smalls Show on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5, get $75 in bonus funds when you sign up with code SMALLS. Get access to all of our free picks and podcasts in one convenient place, the SGPN app. Download it for free in your app store. Just type in SGPN. Let's yap.
Stephie touch balls, betting it all on the power bottom false top drop the football. Like hopes they've been teasing, they missing the fall season. ACL twisted, bank account freezing. But Smalls caught the shots like some more reading. Leaderboard rising while the slot machine's ringing. She's slinging plays, stats like Nostradamus. $100 bills raining down upon us.
Oh, have I missed you all? We missed Monday, Tuesday, tried to do Wednesday, didn't happen, but we are here Thursday. It is wild card weekend. I'm Stephie Smalls. This is the Stephie Smalls Show, and we're going to get right into it because we are so overdue for some content, for some yap. You guys know and love Jason Gold, especially longtime listeners know all about Jason Gold. Jason Gold, how are you doing? It's good to see you.
I'm fantastic. Thanks for having me on.
This is a fun week. We've got two division rivals. Team with a losing record has a home game, a rematch of the NFC Championship from a few years ago. There's a lot to like about this wild card. This is we're going to get some good playoffs, or at least I hope so.
It's a good slate, and the banger of all of them to me involves the Jacksonville Jaguars. So that's the game I'm most excited to talk about.
It's honestly, it's hilarious. I'm not going to jump right to it, but my first note for that game says, "Game I am most excited for your opinion, Jason." That's my first note. I'm so excited to hear what you have to say about that game. Let's start it off here with the first game on the slate. Biggest spread that we're going to see, Rams headed to the Panthers. Panthers are 10.5-point home dogs. What are we thinking here?
All right, so this game is kind of breaking my brain a little bit because as I run my numbers, this line is completely wrong. Yeah. The highest number that I can make on this game is Rams minus 7.9. Okay. Even if I want to round up on some composite numbers that I'm using, let's get to 8.5. So the number to me is wrong, but am I really comfortable betting on the Panthers here in a spot where I don't foresee them scoring any more than 17 points and the Rams can put up 30 whenever they want to? I'm not really excited to bet into it. There's other ways that I would be interested potentially in playing this on the Rams side, maybe a team total over. But Carolina's defense is not that bad. And every situational spot that you look at here and every trend that you're going to see, not that I'm a trends better necessarily, but every trend you're going to see is that backing the home dog here is the right thing to do. So if you have any interest in Carolina, it's more like, all right, I'm going to wait and see what the line is on Sunday morning or on Saturday morning, and I'll bet it then because you might be able to get, 11.5, 12 at that point.
Yeah, I think you're right there. And I might be wrong, but haven't the Panthers been atrocious at home this year or no?
So they're not bad as an underdog at home, and obviously
when they're favored, that's where I'm getting that from.
Yeah, I don't think that they've won a game as a favorite since 2021. So this is a great spot for them. I think they're 8-7 this year, straight up as a dog. So good spot. Obviously, they beat the Rams earlier this year. I would throw that game out the window. They dropped 31 on the Rams. The Rams had a pick six. It was a weird game. I don't think that has any – it's not going to give you any indication of what's probably or likely going to happen here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Panthers have a minus 69-point differential. It's fourth worst for a playoff team in NFL history. Like everything does tell you trend-wise, like, oh, maybe I should look the other way. But then you can also go the other side and find trends that tell you should take the Panthers here.
I mean, Carolina's 8-0 against the spread after straight-up loss this year. They're covering that by 10.5 points a game. Like, this is a good team off of a loss. It's a good team when no one thinks that they have a chance of competing. But, people are going to point to the situational spot for the Rams. Like, they played on Sunday. They're traveling across country. They're playing an early morning game. They're going to the East Coast. It's short rest. They're playing on a Saturday morning. When you look at all of those where traditionally bad spots for teams, McVay crushes. Yeah. Like, he's 34-10 straight up as a road favorite. When he's on short rest, he's 18-11-2 against the spread. When he's out east, he's a nutcase. So, like, if you're going to bet trends in this game, you're not really going to find anything on either side that's definitive.
Yeah. Is there any props that you looked at for this game?
I haven't bet any props here. I'd say if you're going to bet on Carolina, the best way that I foresee them having success is kind of what you saw from Michael Wilson last week, which is Bryce Young's pretty good at throwing the ball deep down the field this year. He doesn't do it a lot, but he's really good at it. So Ted McMillan, over longest reception, total yards, that makes sense to me. I probably wouldn't play the longest touchdown here just because that's a little there's more variables in that, but longest reception for him makes sense. I think that they can have the success over the top. I don't think they're going to run the ball well here. I would be very surprised.
Yeah, I have T-Mac's longest reception. I think 21.5, the over there at -110 is a smash spot. Like you said, like these one-on-one deep passes on the outside is going to be like a potential way for Carolina to come probably from behind or to pull off the upset there. He's gone over the 6 of the last 8, long of 43. The last time they played, I think that you'll see Young have success to T-Mac there. And then, listen, this is something I've done for a lot. If you're going to give me +130 on Stafford to throw an interception, I'm going to take it. It's just easily. That's it. That you're going to get me to do that. Jaycee Horn is an absolute dog. He's been a blast to watch this season. If you have not, you're in for a treat. Tied for second in the league for number of interceptions at 5. And the defense is going to have to be locked in. Like, as much as, we're going to need Bryce to throw the ball down the field, also going to need this defense to come out strong. He threw 2 against, you could throw the game out, but he did throw 2 against Carolina. If you want to play anything with the running backs, I didn't look at the numbers yet, but the Rams the last 5 weeks have been giving up a lot of receiving yards to the opposing running back. So that might be an angle to look at. Didn't dig into the numbers, not really sure what they look like there. But if you want to take that angle, that's about it for me in this game.
If you like the Rams in this game, so team total over, probably a good way to play it. They're probably in a game state that we're going to score a lot of points. So I kind of like that one. And if you like the Rams in this game, there's another way to play this where Bryce Young interception, we love the yes on interceptions. I think that he's probably going to throw one in this game, especially if they're behind in the game. He's forced to throw a lot. I think he'll probably give one up. And Davante Adams is back. 1-yard touchdown for Davante Adams. I mean, it's probably -150, but I love it, right?
Make it 2. Yeah. I don't know what the 2 touchdown number is. The chat can find it for me. Make it 2. Why not?
I like both of those. And I think that both running backs for the Rams are going to find some success here.
Yeah, absolutely. I've looked to even the Corum longest rush. I don't know what they set it at, but let's move to 8 p.m. on Saturday on the East Coast. Have the Packers headed to the Bears. Bears are 1.5-point home dogs. First read on this. It's very interesting because they're meeting for the 3rd time in 6 weeks. The series was split during the season. They each won at home. Chicago's off a 2-game losing streak. You've got Green Bay off 4 consecutive losses, but they also rested starters. You've had Love out. So there's pieces to this. This is Chicago in the playoffs for the first time in 5 years. They're kind of like one of these teams, like I've been saying all season, one of these friendship teams. Like there's something to these teams that they're just vibing to. And Jacksonville is one of them, but Bears are also kind of one of them. You saw Parsons go out. That kind of took a little bit of air out of this defense. Where are you at as far as this game goes?
So my first inclination, the only thing that I bet in terms of a side here was taking Chicago as a teaser piece at +7.5 when it was 1.5. Just makes sense. You look at both games. They're both basically decided on the last play of the game. Obviously, Caleb rips that overtime touchdown to D.J. Moore in the last one, and then he threw the interception in the end zone on the one previously. So I expect this to be relatively low scoring, unless you get a snow game, which is possible. We love our Snovers, but I'm not sure about that right now. So Chicago +7.5 to me is a good look. I lean early to Chicago in this game. I don't think that Green Bay is right, specifically defensively. And I think that Ben Johnson intentionally against the Lions went very vanilla. They didn't play anything special in that game. And if I know anything about Ben Johnson is he's got shit cooked up in this game that he has not shown in the previous 2.
Yeah.
I think that he's going to come out with some stuff. And I do think that with their running game in Chicago, they're poised to take advantage of this Green Bay defense. Now, Green Bay on the other side, I think Jordan Love's a really good quarterback, and I think their passing game is really diverse. And it sounds like Matt LaFleur might be coaching for his job here. I don't get that one, but it's possible.
That's fine. I mean, he can bring that ass here all the way over to New York. If they want to get rid of him, please fire him. I don't care.
So for that case, I think that they're going to get their best stuff. Josh Jacobs is probably going to be healthy in this game. I think the offense will find a little bit of success. but I just don't see them having enough dudes all over the place on offense to consistently move the ball. And if Love's putting the ball up in the air and it's a little windy, this defense for Chicago is ready to pounce. So I lean towards Chicago. I haven't bet that side yet. I like it as a teaser. And then I think the one thing that people aren't recognizing enough that I have bet props on is Colston Loveland will be the best receiver in this game on either side of the ball. He is unbelievable. So I bet over 4.5 receptions. I bet over 46.5 receiving yards. I could bet a touchdown on him. I think he's going to be a huge part of the Chicago game plan.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. I wonder what his longest reception is sitting at. Something worth looking at. Are you inclined at all to just take the Bears straight up on the money line?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm probably not going to bet a +1.5, so or +1, whatever it's sitting at right now. I would take them on the money line if it's available. Sure. I'm definitely leaning towards Chicago, despite their, I would say, pretty obvious flaws and being a super lucky team this year. Yeah, I think that home field advantage and that crowd is really going to mean something, and I just don't trust where Green Bay is overall with their health to be able to get this done.
Sure. Love it. I have 2 props for this game that I like. I like Romeo Doubs to go over his longest reception, over 15.5 -128.5. I could throw out a million stats for you here. They ranked 27th against deep throws. We've seen what the Packers have done with the deep pass here. He's gone over this 3 straight by several yards. So give me the over 15.5 -125. I actually would probably take this up to 17.5.
I would say the other stuff that I'm looking at from a props perspective in this game would be kind of the other Chicago pass catchers, and assuming that they are not going to get the ball very much. Yeah. I think they're going to run the ball. So I know that we hate unders on this show generally, but I think it's a good look.
It's kind of fun.
Romeo Doubs, I don't think he's going to get the ball at all in this game. He's coming off the foot injury. They have other guys going. I don't think that D.J. Moore's going to get the ball much. He's limited all week. He's probably going to be able to play. I think that the 2 guys that you're looking at is going to be Loveland and Burden, maybe Kmet, and then their running backs. I think that's how they're going to filter out this game.
I like Monangai this game too. I'm okay with going over the 41.5 rush yards, but I really like his longest rush, 11.5 -120. The Packers defense, they allow a crap load of inside runs, and that's kind of where Monangai, that's his sweet spot. So I think we can see him go over this. Their last meeting, he had a long of 13. The one before that was a long of 9. He's also gone over his rush yards, both matches versus team. So those are the 2 guys I'm looking at so far in this.
What do you think about the over-under in this game?
What's it sitting at right now?
Yeah, 40.
45.
Yeah, okay.
It's kind of a fun place to look at the under, I'm not going to lie.
So I think a lot of it for me is depending on how the weather ends up shaking out. Sure. But you're talking about, this is the first time that teams have ever played each other 3 times in December or later. Yeah. In NFL history. Like, this is crazy. These teams know each other so well. I could see this being like a no score game for a while, maybe like a first half under.
Yeah. See this go back and forth and back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah. It could just be a miserable game to watch, but I'll be enthralled by it regardless.
Right now, it looks like they're getting some wind, 27% chance of rain. You know how quickly things can change as far as the weather goes.
Especially in Chicago. You never know.
Yeah, in the Midwest, you never know. Before we get into the Sunday slate, we just partnered up with Kalshi, a real money prediction market, legal in 50 states. In all 50 states, you can trade tons of markets in sports, including NFL, college football, college basketball, NBA, NHL, and more. Plus, you can even trade props like first TDs. Besides sports, they have tons of other markets, including politics, entertainment, even the weather. Speaking of the weather, new customers get $20 when they use promo code SGPN. That's promo code SGPN. Underdog is your home for pick'em entries where you can win up to 5,000x your monies. Here is a slip that I like. Looks like it gets you 6x your monies. Danielle Hunter higher a half a sack. Saquon Barkley higher 15.5 receiving yards. And Chuba Hubbard higher 1.5 first half receiving yards. Not too shabby for 6x your monies. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5, get $75 in bonus funds when you sign up with code SMALLS. This brings us to Sunday. The game that my first note is, I can't wait to hear what Jason has to say about this game. The Bills are headed to the Jacksonville Jaguars. They are 1.5 point home underdogs. Total sitting at 51.5. What are we thinking here?
All right. So I feel like most of the public's going to end up on the Bills here, but I think the right.
I feel like the other way.
Oh, I think Jacksonville's the right side here, and I feel like people
Okay.
are. I'm very surprised that the Bills are favored in this game. I can't believe it opened with them favored. I thought this should have been in Jacksonville -1.5, -2.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
My numbers make it about that. If we're looking at this Bills team realistically right now, their defense is awful.
They don't match up well against this team.
Jacksonville, their Bills are a great running team. They're probably the best running team in the NFL between Josh Allen and James Cook.
Sure.
This is the one thing that Jacksonville's defense does better than any team that has ever played in the NFL in like the last 30 years. They stop the goddamn run. And Jacksonville in the first half dominates. Their game script from Liam Cohn is excellent. Buffalo is the worst first half team in the NFL. They are going to be behind in this game. So my favorite bet is Jacksonville first half money line.
Love it.
My second favorite bet is I think they'll slow it down. I like the under 52.5. 51.5, a little dicier, but I bet it at 52.5.
Okay.
I like Jacksonville +7.5 in teasers, if you can still get that number.
Yeah.
The teaser number on Jacksonville is great. This basically turns into, you get into the second half, it has to be Josh Allen superhero mode. Can he do it? He's Josh Allen. He can absolutely do it. But they're going to be playing from behind. So the second half, how do you feel about that is really if you're betting the full game, do you think Josh Allen has capable enough to get past this Jacksonville defense on his own? Then yes, you should probably bet that side. But the Bills, like on the road in the playoffs, they're 0-8 straight up since 1993. They're 0-6 or 0-5 with Josh Allen, albeit a lot of those games are against the Chiefs. This team does not win on the road. They do not win in Florida. Like whenever they go to Miami, they struggle. This is a Herculean task for Josh Allen. If he does it, hats off. There's a reason you're the best quarterback in the NFL. Show me.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, people that listen to the show and watch the show religiously know that I have been the biggest fan of James Cook this season. I don't think he's getting enough love. He's not getting the love he deserves for how he contributed to this team this entire season. You could say Josh Allen, that's fine. James Cook has been fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. The issue here is he has contributed so much to this team, and now you're playing a Jags team who I don't think a running back has gone over 75 yards versus them.
Yeah.
They're not allowing a lot of rushing yards per game. I think it's around 85. It's like 85.7, 85.6 yards per game. That's an issue here for Buffalo. There's an issue. That's a clear matchup issue. And then you're going to have to rely on the pass game. That gets dicey. That makes me interested also in Josh Allen going hero mode +101 to get throw an interception. Yeah, I'm interested at that.
I think if you're looking at the Buffalo side, there's basically two game passes they're going to have to do. One is force Trevor Lawrence to turn back into a pumpkin and win the turnover battle. If they win the turnover battle with their defense and they're aggressive, they can definitely win this game. The second is Jacksonville's defense. Their one real hole is against tight ends. So this has to be a Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid show from Josh Allen. And I'm talking about like they got to have combined 12 receptions, 150 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. Dawson Knox anytime touchdown has my attention possibly. One weakness I found, I tried to make it a smaller sample size when I was looking at these numbers. So I looked at the last 5 weeks. Jacksonville allowing 5th most receptions to opposing running backs. So maybe they stopped James Cook on the ground, but maybe we can get a little bit from him. Longest reception over 8.5 -132. And if you want to have a little bit of fun, for him to get 3 receptions gets you at +150.
Well, given the amount that he's on the field and you generally use him in these rushing situations, this is interesting that you brought this up. It may be worth it for maybe a Ray Davis or Theo Johnson over longest reception.
That is
over yards, maybe like a touchdown. I could see them using 22 and 26 a little bit more than we think they're going to use them.
That might be something that I need to look into. Any other bets for this game, props for this game that you want to talk about?
That's it. The props that I would be looking at is not on the Jacksonville side. It would be looking on the Buffalo side, probably at the tight ends and maybe the backup running backs. The Jacksonville side, I think, is probably going to be what we've seen most. Like it'll be some Strange, it'll be some Parker Washington, it'll be some Jacoby Myers. Etienne's probably going to have a pretty good game. Trevor Lawrence pick. Like if you like Buffalo, you should bet a Trevor Lawrence interception. Like that should be correlated.
Yeah, 100%. The Bills have been pretty decent against Tight ends, depending on where that strange number gets to, maybe I could flirt with the number. I don't know. I have to take a look at it before I give it out. But there's definitely a lot to play in this game. But I have to look a little bit closer. What do we have? 4:30 p.m. The 49ers are headed to the Link. Eagles are 5-point home favorites. The total is 44.5. Thoughts here right off the bat with this game?
All right. So my numbers hate the Eagles in this game. My brain loves the Eagles in this game.
Okay.
I am very conflicted. And all the sharp money is pouring in on Philadelphia for good reason.
Mm-hmm.
San Francisco is in a horrible spot. One, Shanahan has never had success against Fangio. Two, you might be without Trent Williams. You're definitely going to be without Ricky Pearsall.
Okay.
Three, you're like Brock Purdy, he left with a stinger in the last game. It's just a really bad spot for their offense, and their offense is carrying this team. And the defense, other than the fact that Robert Saleh versus Kevin Patullo is a massive mismatch on the San Francisco positive.
Yeah.
Other than that, San Francisco's defenses, we've seen it. They're horrible. They are a horrible, horrible unit, despite the fact that they only gave up 13 to Seattle. It should have been 30.
Sure.
The Eagles don't have to do that much in this game, and I see them having success on a couple of deep shots. It'll be relatively low scoring, and I think the Eagles kind of run away and hide with this one.
Yeah, you basically just read off every single note I had. So I don't really have anything else to contribute. I probably will take a look here at maybe some Eagles defensive props as we get closer to that game. I also very much like Goedert in this matchup. The 49ers have allowed a crap load of receptions to the opposing tight end, and Goedert has had a pretty good season. Like, I think he last played what they played the 28th. It wasn't his best game, but they've given up, like, even Gunnar Helm had a touchdown and 4 receptions and 49 yards against this team here. So I like Dallas Goedert to go over the 16.5 for his longest reception at -105. His receptions are a little steep for me. They're 4.5, and I just can't get there at that number. But I do like Dallas Goedert this game.
I just want to play devil's advocate for a second.
No, you can.
What's the game script that you foresee where San Francisco can actually come out here and win this game?
He's going to have to be throwing the ball 20 yards downfield nonstop, probably.
Like, Kyle Shanahan is going to have to be so far in his bag to win this game. Even if, like,
defense is going to swallow them. You're like convincing me to feel very differently than I want to feel. And this is probably coming from a biased place, and I can accept that.
Like, I have no faith generally in the Eagles offense, but even against this defense, like, they're going to end up scoring some points. They're going to hit one long pass to A.J. Brown. They're going to have one drive where Saquon and Jalen run the ball, and they're going to get a field goal or touchdown. They're going to end up putting up 20 in this game.
Yeah.
Shanahan's going to have to put on a masterclass against Fangio's defense in order to get this done, which is definitely possible, but it's not something that I would bet on.
Yeah. CMC's receiving yards probably would have a little bit of my attention. I'd probably be looking. I tried to find a Robinson longest reception. I don't know if he's on the injury report. There's no numbers out for him. Jennings probably longest reception. But other than that, this game doesn't interest me much prop-wise.
McCaffrey over receptions is interesting because I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball at all.
They won't be able to. His under rush attempts is probably an angle that I think it's at 17.5.
Oh, where they just abandon it and say, screw it, we're throwing the ball every time?
Yeah, I think they might have to get to that point in the second. Like, I think if they want to try to win the game, there might be a spot where they're just like, we can't keep running it. Or they, what are they going to do? Try to, like, use and abuse Brian Robinson? I just don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen either. I think they'll live and die by McCaffrey. I like that under 17.5 carries if that's out there.
Absolutely. Where are we moving now? This is a fun game. Chargers headed to the Patriots here. Patriots are 3.5-point home favorites. Total sitting at 46.5. Chargers are plus 165 on the money line. Feelings on this game here?
This one's interesting. So Marcus 3.5. My numbers make this 4.5. I think that this is a really rough spot for the Chargers, but potentially one that they may have more advantages than I thought of on first pass. So let's start off with the negative for them. 4th road game in 5 weeks for the Chargers. I know that they sat everyone last week, but they all still traveled to Denver. And teams that play at Denver the week after are horrific. So they go to Denver, they come back. They have to fly to New England. It's a night game. It's going to be cold. This is a team from Los Angeles that plays indoors. Like, it is a rough spot. Now, the good news for the Chargers is New England they don't have the defense that can take advantage of what ails the Chargers offensively.
Sure.
They're not great at rushing the passer. If you give Justin Herbert time, we've seen what he can do. He can absolutely cook. So I think that there's a chance that the Chargers can score here. Defensively, the Chargers are a top 10 unit across the board, but New England's really good. Like, they're top 5 in running the ball the last 6 games. Drake May obviously is probably going to win MVP or finish second. He's really good. And we saw in that Houston game against the Chargers, they can be had over the top. And Drake May is the best deep passer in the NFL. If they hit a couple of those, game over. If the Chargers have to play from behind and they're sending pass rushers all game, probably game over too. I think the biggest advantage that the Chargers have in this game is Herbert has 2 playoff starts, and Drake May, we've never seen the playoffs, and we have no idea what that schedule was really like. The Patriots could just be a paper tiger and be totally fake, and the Chargers are battle tested. That's the case for the Chargers.
Yeah, I think the Chargers win this game, basically just expose the Patriots defense is what ends up happening.
It's totally possible. Totally possible.
That's the path to them. I don't feel strongly one way or the other. I like McDermott's defense. I like Derwin James. I like Khalil Mack. I like that rookie edge rusher that I'm not even going to attempt to say his name because every time I say it, it doesn't go well. I don't feel strongly. I don't have a lot of props for this. I don't really have much on this. I don't really have much on this game. I don't.
There's also a concern. Marion Hampton might be out. He might not be able to play, which might be a Vidal spot. That's not great. I mean, I think the Chargers, obviously we know their game plan. You want to win through Herbert, but you got to be able to run the ball on the ground. So that could be a big problem for them.
Yeah, probably I don't know what it's sitting at. Herbert's longest completion might be something that interests me here against this defense, but otherwise, I don't have much for this game.
My early lean and the thing that I bet New England -3.5. I don't feel strongly about it. It was pretty low units, but that's the way I initially came out from first look. And the longer I sit into it, the longer I think the Chargers have more of a shot than I thought when I made that bet.
Yeah. Herbert's longest completion is 34.5 -118. I probably would take the over there. Before we get into, what do we have? One more game on this slate?
We got one more.
Really fast. Okay. We're also brought to you by Novig. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. Novig, you're getting the best prices. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. Rhythm has crushed it all NFL season, especially on props. When to take those unders. I know they also agree with us on that CMC under 17.5 rush attempts. Taking a look at this weekend, they also like staying in this game here. Austin Hooper over 8.5 receiving yards -114. Use promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm and use promo code SGPN25. And for the next game, for some reason I am most excited for, I don't know that Everett agrees with me here. We have the Houston Texans headed to the Steelers. Steelers are 3-point home dogs. Total sitting at 38.5. Steelers are +130 on the money line. What are you thinking? I don't know how much you know. I love the Texans. I love the Texans defense. I can find every reason to bet on the Steelers, and I'm not gonna fucking do it.
Fair enough. I think this is the game that I'm the most torn on because my numbers fully support betting the Steelers. The Steelers are.
It makes sense.
They're in a spot. They've won 23 straight Monday Night Football games at home. 23 straight. They haven't lost since 1991. This is going to be outdoors, cold. This is an indoor team from Texas. Steeler fans are going to be absolutely insane. But we have all seen the Steelers play football this year. They're awful. They're about as bad as the Panthers are.
Yeah.
This is not a fun spot. The Pittsburgh defense, I'll give them some credit. Jalen Ramsey's awful. The rest of that defense is playing pretty well right now, despite the 2 Zay Flowers touchdowns. They're playing some pretty good football. And this Texans offense, like outside of Nico Collins, I don't feel comfortable with anyone there.
No.
Woody Marks gets injured every game. I really don't trust CJ Stroud. He hasn't been good versus the blitz, and I'm sure that Pittsburgh's going to blitz a lot here. So if Houston can only reasonably score 20 points in this game. Can the Steelers somehow manage to get 17 and cover the spread?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they can. And I don't feel like betting against Tomlin as a home favorite. I know his history in the playoffs. Like, obviously, it's not good. And this Houston Texans defense is probably one of the top 3 units in the NFL. They've fallen off a little bit, though, the last couple of weeks. Like, that Raiders game was atrocious last week. I know they weren't playing everyone, but that was atrocious. Kamari Lassiter might not play in this game for them. So I don't feel as confident in them defensively as I do even like the Eagles right now. They got more dudes, but are they cohesive and in sync? I'm not so sure. I would take Seattle's defense over everybody. But I think that this is a game where it favors the Steelers situationally at this point. So I'm kind of leaning that direction.
This is a stupid exercise, but it's my show, so we're going to do the exercise.
Let's do it.
The Steelers were a 44-yard field goal attempt from not winning the AFC North.
Correct.
What does the spread look like if it's Baltimore?
That's a good question. Baltimore would definitely be favored. Or at least be close to pick them. I don't know. I could actually tell you right now.
You think that would be a better game? Would we be getting a better game?
We'd definitely be getting a better game, but I would be less excited for it. I feel like there's something about the Steelers at home in the playoffs at night that's
I
great.
don't disagree with that.
Baltimore, I would have had 2.9, so I would have had it in Baltimore. That would have been game in Baltimore. I would have had Baltimore minus 1.3, so somewhere around that number.
All right. Any props that you like in this game?
No, absolutely no props. I have no interest in rooting for anything offensively in that game. Defensively, you could make it, or unders, you could make a case. I would say I lean towards the Pitt side. If I see a 3.5 pop up, I'm betting it. I like the teasers with Pittsburgh +9. I just think that is going to be a close game and low scoring. And
I took a look at the kicking points for Texans over 7.5 is kind of interesting. But I'll figure out what the rest of my card looks like for Monday. There's some lines.
Wait, you wanna bet kicking props in Pittsburgh at night? The over?
Yeah, I do. I do.
That's spicy.
I do. I really do.
All right.
I got to root for. Listen, I'm gonna find every way possible to bet on Houston.
I'm sure that there's nothing wrong with betting Fairbairn, who's a Hawaiian kicker, who's used to warm weather.
Yeah, but he's
outdoors in Pittsburgh.
I can't bet his over 1.5 field goals made. It's like minus 350.
Hey, he's a really good kicker, so there's definitely a chance.
He's automatic.
I mean, Boswell's great too. He missed a couple last week. Who the hell knows what's going to happen in Pittsburgh at night? Weird shit happens in Pittsburgh at night. I'm convinced.
Yeah, that's true. I'm so excited for this. Before I let you get out of here, give me some college football Give me some college football thoughts.
I have one thought. Can we please end this charade and get me a national championship? I need the Ducks to win so that I can fucking live my life and stop being stressed every day.
In peace.
I can't deal with it anymore. Oh my God. I think Indiana's going to win, but that might just be me being a pessimistic Oregon fan. They'll find a way to kick me in the balls at some point. I'm just not sure it's this week. Tonight, I know that a lot of sharps are on Ole Miss, so I'll steer that way. But Miami is one game away from having a home game for a national championship, which is that's wild.
That's so wild.
Yeah, and if we win, we have to play my old coach in the Orange Bowl versus.
Now that's fun.
That's spicy. It would be really spicy. We got to get past. We got to get past Signetti, who's the best coach since Saban. So we'll see. Good luck to us.
No big deal. It's casual. It's totally fine.
Yeah,
let people know where they can find you. Make sure you guys like, rate, review, subscribe. I will put out a card for Monday, and the rest of my props will be on my Twitter as always. Let them know where they can find you, and I'll see you guys on Monday. We'll be back to a normal schedule.
Yeah, at JasonGold24 on Twitter. You can also follow me at NFL Gold if you want any nuggets, news, notes, information, and gambling tips.
Yes. All right. We will get out of here. I appreciate everyone. Enjoy this fabulous football weekend that we have ahead.
See ya. Thanks.
Stephie Smalls Show, sports gambling. Play some bets on winners and catastrophe. If you want to know where to put the money, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday's the place to be.